So I watched all the popular videos on setting up the new DiamondBack, and I just wanted to comment on a few things that I had not heard. First of all, I got the smooth one, and I just wanted to give you an idea of kind of some things that I did differently. The one thing, here are the things that I thought I needed, which was a flashlight was pretty good. I don't know exactly why the clips need to go on ahead of time. I mean, I guess it keeps from kind of jumbling around, but I personally kind of felt like you might as well just wait. I mean, you can kind of click them on, but most of the other videos, you kind of clipped them on lightly, you put everything on, and then you adjusted it. And it just seemed kind of like just approximated. But I recommend spending a little bit more time figuring out exactly where it goes, because it's once you have it all hooked together, it's a little more cumbersome than it might think. And okay, so I did everything by myself. It was super easy. There was nothing you couldn't do by yourself. I had the weights here just to push down on the bar a little bit. I saved these little block things, and that helped for one person, so you could kind of raise this up while you were just the corners once you had it all attached if you needed to. I had some alcohol wipes from the gun case. I used that to kind of go under there, and it made it easy to put the little clips on super easy. And then I think it kind of makes sense to go ahead and with the little closures to loosen those up ahead of time, because you're going to want to spin the bar up, because once you drop the hardware down, they're flat, they're parallel to the cover, but then you flip it so that it bends down so it makes the reach. So I think it makes sense to go ahead and kind of loosen that up, and then that allows you to adjust this exactly where you want it. I pulled it to make sure it was pretty shallow in it, but then if you notice here, if you make it too shallow, it's you may consider it too far in that hole there, so you might want it a little further out. These little DiamondBack things, they are super easy to pop in. The second one, though, is a little harder. Oh, let me take you up front. So I did have someone that had kind of this idea here, which is you look down here. I cut an extra from the scrap. I cut extra piece off, and someone said that helped with the water. Now it did, as you can see, it did in fact rain here tonight and last night, and it is totally dry back here. It has a little look of wetness to it just because it is so humid right now. Again, as you see, these I left. Well, the rear one's strange. It doesn't stay open like the rear. The rear goes all the way open and it stays open. This one just kind of, you always have to kind of handle it. I wasn't expecting this thing. I mean, I guess you can't take it off, or definitely should not, but it's super, as you saw, it makes opening this kind of a pain in the butt. These things, they just latch on. You don't have to do anything to it. They just latch on, and that's kind of it. And this, I don't know if you look down here, all I did was I started on the end and I unrolled it to the middle, and I tried to make a straight line, and then I went to the other end to make it a straight line. I just did it visually. I almost wonder if it's worth putting like painter's tape or something or maybe a piece of wood or something, just to make it a perfect. As you can see, I went to the middle, and then the middle has kind of a little, it little boops out a little. So if you're anal about that, you're not gonna like it. These clips are, I don't know if you can see it. These clips, I put a little mark where I wanted it, but I found that was kind of you didn't really need it. I used the, I put this in there. All I did was I just slid it in there and it opened the gap, and it was super easy. It didn't stick too much. I was using this because I thought I would have to tap it in a little bit. I was going to use this kind of manhandle the panel around, but it's actually was one person kind of making the adjustments. You just have to kind of bump it. I got underneath here on my back and pushed up with my legs and hand, and it kind of freed it off the bed a little bit, and then I was able to kind of micro adjust it forward and back. But definitely one thing I wish I would have done was spent more time, kind of just put it exactly in the middle from the get-go, and it would have been easy. You could have just measured in here. You can almost see, like, these are in the middle, so if you just frame it, and I was doing like the instructions, they said pull it back a little bit. I think that's just so you close it down and you're not smashing it against the window. I mean, they probably had, you know, every rule or whatever has a reason. Someone probably smashed the glass out and bitched and moaned about it, and that's probably why they say to do it. But I put these there, and this is how I did it with one person. I locked it in, and these kind of, when you're doing it with one person, they kind of work backwards. So you do the first one, and then you mentally kind of think it goes the same, but it kind of is backwards. And then so I got to the end. Luckily I have these boards, so you can just step down. But then I just let it drop on these, that way I still had like handholds and could kind of do it. I could almost make a case for going ahead, and when you latch it in, I almost wonder how it would have worked if I would have put the pistons on immediately when I first attached it. It would have made it kind of it wouldn't have been good when you were attaching this stuff. So I don't know if you would have unlocked it, but that part of it would have worked. But these blocks work great. All in all, definitely one person can do it. It was super easy. The other thing, the torque wrench, it wasn't until I was done that I finally read that you only torque those down 6 pounds. And and don't over tighten those was a little Allen key, because the one back there, I think, kind of broke the threads in it a little, so I don't know if I can undo the one up front. But also, I guess might as well go ahead, and I have these built right things, which they come with the cutout already for you. This side, it's all done. There's something, if you don't have that, they give you something to attach to it to block it, but those are great. So anyways, super fast. I have the bike rack on top too. I wish that would have come like pre-installed, which I thought I was getting it pre-installed, but no, and I'm not really excited about installing that part, so I'll wait. But those are just kind of things I didn't see on any of the YouTube videos to think about. All right, thanks.